Good morning, this is Art Johnson and welcome to Coffee with My Friends. Today is Sunday, September 13th. Today we're going to talk about a whole different set of friends. Not my coffee friends. I'm going to give a shout out to them. There's Roberta from Wisconsin, who's maybe back in Phoenix by now. There is Mike Golicaro up in Flagstaff. There are the two Jims here in Phoenix and Grant and whoever else I have coffee with at Starbucks. And my friends at Starbucks, Alicia and Matt and Todd and the whole group of people there. Starbucks is open now. I think I mentioned that last time that they're open, but there's very limited seating and their hours are still pretty limited, I think. I've been there a couple times just to go in and grab and go. I've not decided to sit down and visit with my friends yet. I'm still basically quarantined. At least once a month I take my car out someplace. I had to get it inspected the other day. I had to take it for the vehicle emissions test. That was my monthly trip in my car. So I'd like to talk to you about some other friends that I have barely mentioned, if at all. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my brother and sister. I have a sister up in Denver suburb who's a nurse, who's undergoing some very difficult times right now, as I can only imagine what that must be like. But yes, God bless her, Christine. And then I have a brother in Washington, our home place. He's actually in Bellingham, Washington, and he's up there with his wife, and he's got a daughter that's up there and another one in Oregon, and there's several grandkids involved. And I'm sure he's retired, but he's also quarantining, I'm sure. I don't even know if he gets to go out on his boat. I don't see why he couldn't. Then I have I have friends here. And my wife's family. My wife, Sue, has a twin sister that lives down the road a few miles. She and her husband went out to dinner the other night. First time in 6 months, I'm sure. Again, that was the restaurant was coronavirus friendly. It was a lot of separation and masks and things going on there. But she had a nice dinner at the Chart House. Sent me a picture of her martini. we both have a penchant for martinis when we go out for dinner. She had two. Good for them. My wife and I went out to dinner a few months ago for an anniversary. It was an important anniversary, and so we weren't able to take the trip that we might have had we not been quarantined, but we did manage to go out someplace nice for dinner. And again, it was very, very, they had the seating very spread out, so there was a lot of social distancing and a lot of precautions. We had a delightful meal, and everything worked out just fine. And we haven't been out. So that's the once we've been out for a meal since this whole thing started. And last but not least, certainly not least, is my daughter, Sarah Dunmeyer. Sarah and her husband, Scott, are house hunting. She's been living in the same house for a number of years and leasing or paying rent. And the owner has decided to increase the rent. And they just decided no, they didn't want to pay that excessive increase. So they're finally pulling the trigger and they're going to get a new home. But whoever you are that's watching this, I hope you're doing well. Give you a little report on our weather in Phoenix. It's starting to get nice. You know, we've had a tough summer. I mean, temperatures up to 115, 116, and day after day after day, well over 100 degrees. And my wife and I take our dog out first thing in the morning, like before 5:30. At 5:30 in the morning, it's like 70 degrees, 72 degrees. We're glad to see that fall is finally starting to come and we get a break in these terrible, terrible high temperatures, and then look forward to the real fall back in October when it's starts to get the highs are 80 or 78 or something like that. That's been real nice weather. So you guys all have a great weekend, what's left, and I'll get back to you in a week or so with more Coffee with my Friends.